All right, here we are comparing a North American Spec Defender with a, well, UK Defender. What are the differences? Well, first of all, from 93 to 97, the green North American Spec that you see here, they made 7,050, give or take about a dozen. So about 7,000 that made it to the US market, which makes those really rare because during that same span, they made about 110,000 of the UK Spec. So one of the first and major differences between these 90s is the North American is a 4-liter V8. In some spots when I look it up, it says 3.9, but 3.9 or 4-liter, very capable V8 engine, lots of horsepower, 195 horsepower, versus the diesel. That's a 300 TDI because you have a 200 and a 300. So the gray one that we see here is a 300 TDI, and that diesel, it only produces 111 horsepower. But when it comes to diesel, it's not the horsepower, it's the torque. And the torque is 195 at low RPMs versus on the V8, it's 233, I believe, at 3,000 and change RPM. So you gotta rev the engine higher in a V8 to hit your torque, versus the diesel, the torque is on the low end. So the V8 honestly is gonna have a little bit more power. You're gonna feel it. It's a V8, but this four-banger, this turbo diesel 300 TDI, it's just a little pocket rocket. The thing goes, that turbo kicks in, great engine. Highly sought after engine, both of them. But on the diesel side, highly sought after because it's mechanical. There's no ECU, there's no computers like the TD5 and engines that came afterwards. So the North American Spec, they had to do certain things to be able to sell in the US. And when 97 hit and regulations, US regulations were calling for airbags and different things that Land Rover just was not prepared to do, and said, well, we're out of the market. But the last hurrah, the last 300 was this in 97. The one you're looking at right here is one of 300 that was done in green. This has been repainted though in a British racing green, beautiful color. The last 300. So that's why the production numbers are so low and why these are so sought after. This one, in fact, is for sale. I'll put a video at the end because we just finished doing that video shoot, but I wanted to put both Defenders side by side to look at the difference. So what are the differences? Let's look. Apart from the engine that we talked about, look at these windows. These sliding windows are so cool on this one. Plus this one is, no top. So it comes with a canvas top. Of course, steering wheel on the left-hand side for the US market. And look at that console in the middle. That's a big, fat, nice console. Rest your arm on it, but it is automatic. And the seat for the US, they did it forward facing versus in the other Defender, they're sideways. You'll see in a second. But apart from that, body panels, everything was the same. The North American Spec came with AC, so you can stay nice and cool, whereas the UK, no AC, you have to add it. This has aftermarket seats, so a little bit not original. But you can see right-hand drive, stick shift, and hardtop. And that's what's funny. You need AC in this one in the summertime because you're just sitting in a enclosed vehicle, versus the North American Spec. Well, you have the beauty of ocean breezes here in California. For fun, let's look at the back. Inside the back of the hardtop one. So this one has some aftermarket suede on the ceiling, but that's where you can see the seat difference. So bench seats, sometimes it could be 2 fold-up seats on each side, and plenty of room. So they actually say that this is a 7-seater because it doesn't have the center console. It's actually a seat. So 3 in the front and 4 in the back. And another difference is just the On the hardtop, obviously you get the windows, that iconic look in the back on the North American spec. Obviously without the hardtop you get all the bars, which just looks so badass. Look at that. This one is slightly lifted higher. It's got an old man emu, so that's kind of some of the differences there. And the North American is you know, all stock. This as a 97. The 94 here has an updated grille, updated lights, new paint as well. So just some updates on it. But both amazing trucks, both, you know, get a lot of eyeballs and people wanting to ask questions. It's just such a beautiful design that'll stand the test of time. You know, the new Defenders that came out, I mean, it's just a modern car. They'll never be the same experience and drive that you can get in one of these. That's a Blunt Force Products bonnet net that you can put a bunch of gear on that I have on this one. Yeah, so nice. If I had to pick between the two, obviously you know which one I would pick. The green one. It's worth more. It's North American spec. But, you know, the Defenders, there's a wide range in prices. Obviously you're going to get a rare North American spec. You're going to pay a premium. But as the 25 import rule is happening, you can import in the, you know, 96, 97s coming in from Spain, France, the UK. Just one thing you got to watch for is the undercarriage if there's rust. But there you have it. If you have any comments, go ahead, comment. What do you like between these two? Which one would you pick? All right, and in future videos, gonna do some modifications on that gray one, on the hardtop one. And this green one, well, again, it's for sale, so in the description here, or sorry, at the end of the video, I'll have a link to that video on the green North American spec. All right, happy trails. Thanks for watching.